Hello, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to be doing a full day review and wear test of the new Kylie Cosmetics Power Plush Longwear Foundation. So this just launched, I believe, yesterday. And this is also going to be the first product I have ever tried from Kylie Cosmetics. I've never tried anything from them before, and for some reason this foundation caught my attention. But this is the new first ever foundation from the brand. This is the Power Plush Longwear Foundation that is to instantly blur skin to leave you with a flawless airbrush finish that stays put for up to 12 hours. This is also available in 40 shades. And they also launched a foundation brush and setting spray. I didn't pick those up. I have enough setting sprays and brushes. So this is what the carton looks like. It's just a really beautiful baby pink. This is available now at KylieCosmetics.com, at Macy's, Douglas Cosmetics, Harrods, Boots UK, Selfridges, and will be available at all global retailers at the end of January. And if you're in Canada, this is also available at Shoppers Drug Mart. This is where I got mine. And this also claims to have a 12-month shelf life and is made in Italy. And this describes itself as a longwear foundation that seamlessly blends into skin, providing medium buildable coverage with an airbrush satin finish. So this sounds absolutely lovely. So this is what the bottle looks like. This is a heavy frosted glass jar with a plastic pink cap, and we also have a pump. So that sounds lovely, and I did pick up the shade 2C, which I'm hoping is the right one. Like I mentioned, I purchased this at Shoppers Drug Mart, and they notoriously do not have good shade swatches on their website. So as with all of my full day wear tests, one side of my face I will prime and powder, the other side I will not, so I can compare how each side wore. So I think I'm going to prime and powder this side. And I'm just going to use my Kylie So Blown Primer. This one is quite nice. It's definitely very smoothing. I don't know that it's magic compared to all of the other primers I have, but it is a really nice one. Okay, so let me zoom you in a little bit. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to see some of the texture and things like that a little bit better. So I do have some spots that I want covered, particularly around here, but we'll see. So I am just going to take a pump on my palette. Okay, so the shade match looks like it's going to be perfect. This is what it looks like. So it is a bit of a thinner consistency than I was expecting. I was definitely expecting something a little bit thicker. So I am going to start with my BK Beauty 101. And the reason I want to start with a brush is because she did release this foundation with a brush. So I'm thinking maybe that's the recommended method of application. Okay, so the shade match is good. It's a very good shade match. Happy with that. Seems to be blending out quite nicely as well. See if we can add a little bit more coverage. That is looking quite nice. That is like a really nice medium coverage for sure. And I feel like it's done a pretty good job covering up some spots down here. My chin normally does, you know, wear off pretty quick throughout the day just from eating and drinking, things like that. Okay, so far I'm really liking how that looks. That blended out very, very quickly, gave a really nice medium coverage, feels very comfortable on the skin. And you can see, definitely giving me a really nice coverage on this side. So to touch, it does not feel tacky. It feels like it definitely dries down to a nice satin, which you know gets major points with me. I really like that. Okay. I do need another pump, and for the other side I am going to try it with a sponge. I'm just going in with my Real Technique sponge. This is my favorite. Seems to be blending quite nicely with the sponge as well. I absolutely go through phases with brushes and sponges. Sometimes I'm all about the sponge and sometimes it's all about the brushes. Lately I've been back on my sponge kick. I'm really not noticing much of a difference in application between the brush and sponge side, which tells me that you can probably do whatever you prefer. I'm really pleased with that shade match too. And this does have 40 shades available, so I think she did a great job coming out with a shade range. To see if I can build a little bit more on this side as well. On camera, it looks like the shade actually looks a little bit too light, but in person, it's looking perfect. I promise. I'm really liking that so far. I'm hoping you can see on camera that it doesn't appear to be enhancing texture. It doesn't seem to be clinging to dry patches. It feels very, very comfortable on the skin. Again, it's not tacky, which is so nice. It just overall feels really nice, looks really nice. The blend was flawless. And I think it has like a slight luminosity to it that's just flattering enough, but it's not going to make your skin look super, super glowy. So let me pop off camera. I'll finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be back to get the wear test started. Okay, so the rest of the makeup is on, and I did just powder this side of my face. I did powder both under eyes, but only this side of my face. I used my Kosas Cloud Set, and I think the side that I powdered looks a little bit more dry than the side that I didn't. I think this side looks really, really nice. It definitely has a nice satin dry down, so I'm really liking that as well. It feels super comfortable. Like I said, it doesn't feel tacky to the touch either. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing a lot of makeup, so I appreciate that, and it has also given me a really nice coverage. So I'm really excited to see how this wears throughout the day. It is currently at 9 o'clock in the morning, so I will be wearing this for a solid 12 hours. I have a pretty full day ahead. I'll also probably go for a pretty long walk as well, so I will be putting this through the test and we'll hopefully see where this goes. But right now I am very optimistic, so I will see you guys in a little bit. Hello! So we are at the midway point of today. It is currently about 3:30, and so far I've just been working all day. I spent a little over an hour on my walking pad, so I've really been trying to put this foundation through the test. I will say the side that I set with powder looks still quite matte. The side that I did not set has a really nice luminosity to it, which I'm really, really loving. I just think it looks really nice. It hasn't started to break down in any sort of awkward manner. It's not wearing off weird. My chin has lost a little bit of coverage just from having lunch, but otherwise I'm thinking this looks really, really nice. Again, it's still holding on to the blush and everything beautifully, so that's major points. This also does not feel heavy at all. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything on my skin. It is incredibly lightweight. I will say I'm wearing what I consider a fair amount of makeup, and it doesn't feel like that at all. So major points to the foundation on that. And of course, this is the first product I'm trying from this brand, so I am really, really shocked at how much I'm loving it. But that is it for now. I will see you guys at the end of the day for the conclusion of the wear test. Okay, so we have finally reached the very end of the day, and it is currently about 9 o'clock, and I am ready to take the makeup off. But I wanted to do one final check-in and let you know that I am loving this foundation so far. Like I mentioned during my midway check-in, I do think that the side I powdered looks a little bit more on the dry side, whereas the side that I didn't powder just looks kind of soft and luminous. I will say I think this side is a little bit more intact, but this side still looks pretty good. I did lose some coverage down here just with eating, but I mean, this side is still even holding on to the blush. So I have to say that I am very impressed with how this wore. So I got thinking about which foundation in my collection this reminded me of the most. And it honestly reminds me so much of the Haus Labs in the sense that they both wear beautifully throughout the day. If you don't set them, they don't feel tacky on the skin, and they just last all day long. They don't break up, they don't transfer, and as your natural oils come through on my dry skin, it just gives a really beautiful luminosity that just makes my skin look even healthier. So I really, really enjoyed this. I would say the coverage level is similar to that of the Haus Labs. I think the Haus Labs might have a little bit more coverage. This is beautiful, and I would also say this is incredibly lightweight. Incredibly lightweight. So it does not feel at all like I'm wearing makeup. Again, I would say that I'm wearing a fair bit of makeup today, but it does not feel that way. And for that reason, I really, really enjoyed wearing this foundation today, testing this out. Again, this is my first product I've ever tried from this brand. The shade match was perfect. It was comfortable. It was blendable. It wore all day. I'm really, really impressed. really impressed with this. I did not expect to like this as much as I do. So really happy about that. I will definitely keep wearing this and let you know at the end of the month my final thoughts, but I don't really see my opinion shifting too much on this. I really, really like it. Nothing has touched my NARS light reflecting foundation that I love so much, but I can definitely see myself becoming a very big fan of this one. And I also just love that packaging. That is it for me today. Let me know down below if you're planning to pick this one up. Were you curious about it? I just love hearing from you guys so much, and if you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you go. I do upload at least 3 new videos every single week. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!